This conference will now be recorded.
Well, good evening, everyone. It's Monday night again. Time for the City of Warrenville City Council regular meeting. It is November 7th, 2022. Welcome to everyone. May I have a roll call, please?
Alderman Ashour.
Here.
Alderman Berry.
Here.
Alderman Davalos.
Here.
Alderman Goodman.
Here.
Alderman Krischel.
Here.
Alderman Kruckenberg.
Here.
Alderman Lockett is absent, and Alderman Widener.
Here.
Excellent. Thank you. Stand as you are able and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This is the time we set aside for citizens' comments. We have one person who signed up this evening, Mr. Bob Siebert. Bob?
Bob Siebert, Albright Court. The city of Warrenville and all the other municipalities in DuPage County are receiving today added revenue. You might ask, how? It's one word: inflation. Inflation increases sales tax, home rule tax, utility tax, property tax, TIF tax, motel tax, and some of the fees. The IRS understands this impact. They have increased the standard deduction and have changed the income brackets. This is an attempt to help the lower and middle income groups who are most harmed. The Federal Reserve has increased the discount rate 6 times in an attempt to fight inflation. Inflation is a major problem and great harm to all citizens. The city of Warrenville is at a fork in the road. The city of Warrenville can do nothing and let the citizens suffer while they're receiving greater revenue. Or the city of Warrenville can establish a plan to help the citizens. There are actions that can help and benefit the citizens. If requested, I could prepare a list. Next, I would like to encourage anyone that has not already voted to be sure to vote tomorrow and bring a smile to the polling place. One smile can become contagious.
Thank you, Bob. And I absolutely agree with that last statement, both of them, the smile and the vote. Thank you. Is anyone on the phone who'd like to make a comment this morning? This morning. It's been that kind of week, folks. This evening. Last chance, if you have a comment for citizens' comments. And we have no emails, I presume? Okay, we'll move on to the rest of the meeting then, beginning with official and staff comments. A few things this evening. Again, a reminder that tomorrow is the general election, Tuesday, November 8th. Please do vote. Smile or no smile, just get in there and vote. The city has a binding public question on the ballot regarding the status of the city treasurer. For more information about this, see the city website or the Facebook page, and you can find out why that's on the ballot. We have a public hearing coming up for the water tower and the treatment plant on the southwest side. The city's water well, iron filtration building, and water tower projects are on the upcoming November 10th Plan Commission and Zoning Board of Appeals public meeting agenda. That would be this week. The improvements have been split between two sites. The water well and iron filtration building are proposed for the Estes Street property, while the water tower is proposed for the Thornton's property on Route 59. Cell phone antennas are not proposed for either site. Additionally, the city is no longer planning to seek a temporary use permit for the city parcel on the east side of Barclay. Plan to attend the public hearing Thursday, 7 o'clock, for more information that would be in the council chambers. And then a reminder that Friday is Veterans Day. We have a Veterans Day ceremony, as we have every year, scheduled for Friday on November 11th at 11 a.m. at the Veterans Memorial. The ceremony includes an honor guard, gun salute, and several speakers, including myself. So I hope to see you there. Clerk. Thank you. And Alderman. Alderman Goodman.
Much as I don't like having to talk about this again, these past few weeks have been really heartbreaking, as incident after incident of anti-Semitism has made headlines across our country. It's a terrifying time to be Jewish in America. And as a person of Jewish descent, I can't stand by and say nothing and let these things become unremarkable. So it's important to speak out against it. Let me go through an incomplete list of just the most recent and high-profile horror stories. I won't repeat every terrible thing that celebrities like Kanye West and Kyrie Irving have said or posted online in the past couple of weeks. But it is significant when people with such high profiles say hateful things or promote work that is filled with lies and bigotry. Many have noted that Kanye West has social media followers numbering about twice the global population of Jews on the planet. So it matters when he posts heated, incoherent, anti-Semitic conspiracy theories and threats, including calling for the death of Jews. He posted these things across social media on multiple websites for days without retraction until he was banned from certain sites for inciting violence, but people have been inspired by his vicious behavior. They've posted banners saying Kanye was right about the Jews across entire freeways, projected them on walls at college football games in Florida. It's not a coincidence that the recent spate of anti-Semitism has been happening in the lead up to tomorrow's election, including high-profile people running for public office tomorrow across the country have been among those spewing hatred and bigotry against Jews. I won't get into the things that have been said by a man named Doug Mastriano, who's running for governor in Pennsylvania, criticizing a Jewish man, Josh Shapiro, who's running against him. But we will see after the election tomorrow how many people who are voting decide to stand with someone who espouses those kinds of bigoted views. Even if they don't elect him, his campaign normalizes these things because the idea that someone who's seeking a high position of public trust can say things like these openly puts a stamp of approval on the conspiracy theories and runs the risk of inspiring violence. And speaking of violence, on Friday, a man was tracked down by the FBI in New Jersey after his threats forced a warning by law enforcement to every synagogue and Jewish group in the state of New Jersey. Jews across the state were told not to go to temple for their own safety in America in the year 2022. The Anti-Defamation League has reported that anti-Semitic threats, harassment, and even attacks are reaching levels that we have never seen before. A rabbi in Brooklyn at a gas station last week was chased and screamed at by someone on a profane anti-Semitic tirade. Several days ago, a man broke into the home of the Speaker of the House to try to kidnap her. This criminal fractured her husband's skull with a hammer. Thankfully, Mr. Pelosi is recovering, but it appears that his attacker has social media posts full of Holocaust denial. I could mention the Pittsburgh synagogue shooting. We celebrated that anniversary 4 years ago this week, almost immediately before a midterm election. People in synagogues in Texas and California this year have been attacked, held hostage, even murdered. I think I've made the point. Anti-Semitism is unfortunately horrific, dangerous, and sadly increasing in frequency. So, what can we do about it? Why am I speaking out tonight? because we need to show more compassion for everyone when they experience oppression. This is not just about Jewish people. We need to tone down the nasty rhetoric, stop villainizing people who are different. We can ensure that some people who encourage others to violence or spew hatred and bigotry will face consequences, both legal and professional. Some of that is happening. Some of the people that I've named have lost sponsors, been suspended from their basketball teams. Mr. Pelosi's attacker has been arrested and charged with federal and state crimes. But I want you to help me. My dad told me today that you don't have to solve the problem to be part of the solution. So that's what I'm trying to do tonight by speaking, and I hope that you will all do the same. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman. Well said. Alderman Widener?
Yeah, thank you. First and foremost, I just wanted to recognize the veterans in our community and thank them in advance of this Friday's ceremony for their service to this country. And also, in a few minutes, we'll be approving the minutes of the Police Pension Board, the Bicyclist and Pedestrian Advisory Commission, the Tourism and Arts Commission, the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners, and the Plan Commission and Zoning Board of Appeals. All these committees are staffed with volunteers who have stepped forward from the community to make things better, and it's appropriate that during the month of Thanksgiving, we thank them for their great service, their knowledge, and their participation to make Warrenville a better community. So thanks to all the volunteers, and again, thank you to all the veterans.
Thank you, Alderman. Well said also. Anyone else? Okay. City Administrator? Nothing. Thank you, Christina. And City Attorney? Very good. We'll move on then to the approval of the agenda for this evening. Alderman Widener, would you like to make that motion?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I move to approve the agenda for the November 7th, 2022 City Council regular meeting.
Second.
Second by Alderman Davalos. Any changes suggested for the agenda this evening? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The agenda is approved as presented. We have one set of minutes that need approval also. Alderman Widener?
Yes, thank you. I move to approve the minutes of the October 17th, 2022 City Council regular meeting.
Second.
Second again by Alderman Davalos. Discussion of those minutes? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The minutes are approved as presented. The consent agenda for this evening, item 6A, receive and file minutes of the Police Pension Board meeting held on August 22nd, 2022. B, receive and file minutes of the Police Pension Board special meeting held on August 30th, 2022. C, receive and file minutes, of the Bicyclist and Pedestrian Advisory Commission meeting held on September 13th, 2022. D, receive and file minutes of the Tourism and Arts Commission meeting held on September 15th, 2022. E, receive and file minutes of the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners meeting held on September 27th, 2022. F, receive and file minutes of the Plan Commission Zoning Board of Appeals meeting held on October 20th, 2022. G, receive and file report of invoices paid up to November 2nd, 2022 in the amount of $75,784.52. H, authorize expenditures for invoices due on or before November 21st, 2022 in the amount of $546,805.05. And I, receive and file report of master debit card expenditures for the month of October 2022 in the amount of $14,403.52. Alderman Widener?
I move to approve the agenda as presented by Mayor David L. Brummel.
Second.
Second by Alderman Kruckenberg. May I have a roll call, please?
Alderman Krischel?
Aye.
Alderman Davalos?
Aye.
Alderman Widener?
Aye.
Alderman Ashower?
Aye.
Alderman Kruckenberg?
Muffin.
Aye.
Alderman Berry?
Aye.
And Alderman Goodman.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. The motion carries, and the consent agenda is accepted as read and approved. We have one item for the regular agenda. Would someone like to make that motion, please? Alderman Goodman?
I'd like to make a motion to accept staff recommendation, waive second reading, and pass ordinance O2022-41, amending the authorized strength ordinance to reflect the change in position title from Administrative Services Coordinator to Human Resources Generalist.
Second by Alderman Berry. We will go to Assistant City Administrator Alma Morgan. Good evening, Alma.
Good evening. Thank you. So the item presented this evening is a request to change the job title of Administrative Services Coordinator to Human Resources Generalist. The reason for this request is because staff feels that the job title better reflects the roles and responsibilities of this position. And we also feel that it will help attract qualified candidates for this position. There will be no change in the pay range. It will remain the same. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Great, thank you, Alma. Questions for Alma on that? Okay, sounds like a very sensible proposal, and we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Alma. Okay, we have nothing under unfinished business, nothing under new business. However, we do have the need for a closed session. We need 3 citations this evening. Alderman Berry, would you like to provide that motion and the citations, please?
Sure. I'd like to make a motion to go into closed session for the purpose of 5 ILCS 120/2(c)(21, discussion of minutes of meetings lawfully closed under this act, whether for purposes of approval by the body of the minutes or semi-annual review of the minutes as mandated by Section 2.06. 5 ILCS 120/2(c)(1, the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body or legal counsel for the public body, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee of the public body or against legal counsel for the public body to determine its validity. And 5 ILCS 120/2(c)(11, litigation when an action against, affecting, or on behalf of a particular public body, has been filed and is pending before a court or administrative tribunal, or when the public body finds that an action is probable or imminent.
Second.
Second by Alderman Goodman. May I have a roll call, please?
Alderman Krischel?
Aye.
Alderman Goodman?
Aye.
Alderman Kruckenberg?
Aye.
Alderman Widener?
Aye.
Alderman Ashower?
Aye.
Alderman Davalos?
Aye.
And Alderman Berry.
Aye.
Motion carries. We are entering into executive session. We will not be conducting any minutes after that, so you're free to go about your business. Thank you again for your attention and your attendance this evening. We'll see you next time around.
This conference will now be recorded. This conference is no longer being recorded.